I am just trying this out. I am recording my first video for my YouTube channel, Capture Candids, which is also my blog and Instagram name if you want to check those out as well. But I guess I'll start with my purpose. I am the type of person that if I get stuck in my head, there's so much going on that I will instantly get negative, I'll get upset, I'll kind of shut down, and I'll just not pout, but I'll be in my own little world where only negativity exists. It's taken me a very long time to slowly start to dig myself up to this place where I can stop those feelings and emotions and thoughts and turn it around to something different. I decided this summer that there were places I wanted to see, there were things I wanted to do, that if I waited around for someone to put those events on my calendar, I still would be waiting to do those things and go to those places. I got in my car with my dog. She's a 12-year-old boxer mix, and we drove about, with our stops and subway and everything, we drove about 10 hours to Las Vegas. And luckily that's my hometown, so I had a good break and I was ready to drive the next day. When you're excited, the drive goes by really, really fast. And then you get to this point where you're like, I made it. And then the next day you realize you have 5 more hours to go, and you're kind of frustrated that you have gone all this way already and there's so much more to go. So we left Vegas early the next morning, got in the car, and drove to Arizona. And last summer, Arizona was a place for me that I've never really explored. My brother was kind of like, you should move to Portland, you should move to Washington. And I was like, no, those places have nothing for me to keep me there. But I explored Arizona and I just love the desert. I grew up in the desert. I know the desert. It's home, but it's not. It's interesting, but it's wild. It's calm. But you have these monsoons and dust storms that come in, and all of a sudden you're helpless. So it kind of just goes from calm to crazy, and that's kind of how I roll. I like to feel at home and I like to feel safe, but I also like to adventure and explore. So this summer, I was like, these are the places I didn't get to go, and this is where I want to explore. So once we got there, we started our adventure. I went to these places that were completely out of Phoenix, Scottsdale area that I drove to, that I was kind of like, maybe I should fill it before I go because I don't know how long it's going to be or what it's like. And I was driving through old mining towns or ghost towns. I got to explore some canyons and saw the Grand Canyon, something that's been on my bucket list forever. But my point is, if you wait around to fill your calendar, to have other people fill your calendar, you're going to be waiting a very long time. People always wait. They wait for someone. They wait for something to happen, a sign or a warning. I mean, quit waiting around for something or someone to live your life. We are always consumed with what has happened in our past. We're consumed by hurt, being broken, by fear of failure, by, just the things that fill up our day-to-day life, work, school, kids, family, bills. I mean, I get it. Trust me. But I think without waiting for something bad to happen, we have to live every day like there isn't going to be a tomorrow. Because I have all these stories of adventure that fill my heart, but I can also tell and explain and get someone else excited to go out and explore whatever it is that they want to do. The goal of this was I've been wanting to travel internationally alone, but I thought it would be kind of a baby step this summer to travel to all these different places and see if, I can come out of it alive. But I went to 5 different states, one country, a million new places, and I can't get enough of it. In fact, I blew up all the pictures that I took when I was there, and they're on my wall or they're in my classroom. I'm a teacher, but I feel like there is so much to learn and so much growth that I experienced this summer that I don't want to lose that vibe. I don't want to lose those feelings. I don't want to lose how it made me feel about life. So my point is, back to where I'm starting, is don't wait. Fill your own calendar, and if someone is lucky enough to join you, then it's a bonus. But don't be afraid to be alone. It's scary when you've done all this Google research and you finally get to this place where it's like, hike at your own risk, warning, flash floods, and you're hiking into a canyon in a stream where you have to put on water shoes, like river shoes, so you can actually hike it, because socks and sneakers aren't going to cut this one. So you're, okay, well, this is it, here I am. And then you get to this giant canyon, and the stream keeps going, and you can hear rushing water, and that's about it. And you're at this point where, do I keep going, or do I turn around and say, I did it? That's when courage, strength, confidence, bravery, and pure wit and love for excitement come in, because I made a choice to do it, and I'm never going to look back. I climbed a single log with some steps on it, over a waterfall, and then you're back into more creek, and then you keep hiking or walking basically, and then you get to another waterfall, and you have to go over this huge boulder, and the whole time you're like, is this sane? Is this safe? Is this something I should be doing by myself? Hello? But I did it. I climbed that boulder, kept walking. The last waterfall I got to, I was like, I did it. I overcame fear, I overcame self-doubt and negative thoughts, and I have this awesome story to tell. And I think if we're so afraid to be by ourselves, we don't ever get to grow in us. We're always just an outside person. So we just get consumed by the latest trend, or the makeup and the style and the hair and the clothes, and we're looking for attention to fill a void when we forget that it starts with us. So we can wear, our hair fancy, we can wear makeup, we can put the, Dior, Chanel, whatever on, but it's a void. It's a temporary satisfaction when we need to really focus on, well, how am I going to be happy? How am I going to grow as a person so that I can be okay with who I am? So that was something I really learned, and I'm kind of an introvert anyways. I like to be by myself, but it's doing things that scare me by myself, which was something I definitely learned this summer. Another thing that I really want to put out there is just being unfiltered, being candid. That, you sit in, the other day I was at the public pool with my nephew for his birthday, and I just sat there and watched, and it's selfie after selfie after selfie after selfie. And I think people forget to be present. When you're always attached to something, you're never living in the moment, and we have forgotten to be in the moment. I had 2 cameras with me on my trip. One was like a digital camera, the other one was my phone. And the only reason why I wanted those was because I'm trying to get into photography, use it in my classroom, and just kind of get into it myself as a hobby. But I wanted to capture the moments as candidly as possible, so I would set one up, had a tripod, and I would set it up and have a timer, and then I would be okay, I'm gonna walk with my dog in this direction. And, there's some pictures where it's me running to be in the spot because my 10 seconds were up, but they're candid. I mean, I know exactly what's happening in that moment. I know what I was feeling, what I was thinking, what I was exploring and seeing. I remember those moments for what they were. I wasn't focused on the filter. I wasn't focused on, oh my God, I don't have any makeup on, I look terrible. I wasn't focused on that. I was focused on where I was, what I was doing, and how I was feeling in those moments. They're candid. I mean, you can't get much candid than a one person, one woman show with 2 cameras, but I did my best because I'm truly trying to be as candid and unfiltered as possible. So, if you want to take anything away from the beginning of hearing about all my adventures and things that I'm kind of up to, is don't wait for someone to fill up your calendar. If you want to do something, see something, explore something, take that trip, that art class that you've been talking about, put it on your calendar and go do it. Don't be afraid to be alone. You're not actually always alone if you think about it, because I had my dog. She didn't really talk back, but she was a good source of company. If you believe in God, you know that you're never alone, and you can always pick up the phone, text message, and someone's going to talk to you on the other end. Go out and meet new people. I met a ton of really kindred people out there in Arizona and Utah and Canada, and I feel like they were put in my path for a reason. That canyon story I was telling you about, this family was kind of getting to that point to go up it also, and then they're like, there's this girl by herself, so they stuck her around and were waiting at the top, so that when I was climbing up, they kind of helped me, and then they were kind of keeping an eye on me, and that in itself, I wasn't alone. I was hiking by myself. I came alone, but I wasn't alone. I had somebody in their own way looking out for me, and that was a really comforting feeling for where I was at in the moment. And just be candid. Be present. Put the phone down. I have heard so many things on the radio lately, how even dating, it's okay to be on the phone. No. Put the phone down. Be present with who you're with, because I know just from being a teacher and having kids on the phone, it's so frustrating. I put so much time and effort into this lesson that I'm trying to teach you, and I know you're on your phone. I know you're playing a game on your laptop. I may look old, but I wasn't born yesterday, so just it's respect. That's so kind of a dying value, but put the phone down. Don't take the million selfies. It's going to look just like the one you've already taken. Just, you're going to edit it. Be present with the people that come in and out of your life. Just spend a moment to get to know them. Spend a moment to see the scene that you're in, the smell of the flowers. We need to pay more attention to the moments that we're living, because we are trying so hard to forget the past, and how are we going to make a difference in the future? And the moments that we spend right now get overlooked. So be candid, be yourself in the moment, because click away from being over. So I'm just going to, basically this is my way of introducing myself. I am a teacher, I'm an adventurer, I am focused on living my best life as candid as possible, and getting to dig deeper with who I am. And hopefully, if this is something that seems ridiculous to you, that's fine, but if I can just reach out to one person and have them realize that they are awesome in their own being, then that's my purpose. And it starts with one person putting it out there, the other person listening, and taking those words and putting them into action. So that's me in a nutshell, and that's what I'm going to do, and I will keep you posted, and tune in next time for some more adventures and stories and values to learn. So thanks for chiming in.